Hyvää iltaa kaikki täällä Metsossa ja sitten siellä striimin ääressä kotisohvilla. Meillä on ilo ja kunnia saada Amerikasta asti Minnesotan osavaltiosta Metso-liveen esiintyjä Steve Solkela. Welcome.
Thank you so much. And hello to everyone on the internet too. I might not acknowledge you again. But for everyone here, thank you so much for being here. It warms my heart to connect with the land of my ancestors. I'm sorry I'm not fluent in Finnish, but there will be a lot of Finnish spoken tonight. If it makes sense or not, I don't know.
So let's start with a basic question. If there's any people who don't know Steve Solkela yet, who are you and what do you do?
Okay, I am of the species Homo sapien of planet Earth. I grew up on a farm in Minnesota in United States, but I never grew up. I'm 28, and I don't remember most of those birthdays though. They had to tell me about them after, and you might have even photoshopped those early photos. It was easy to. I don't know, but I don't know how old I am. You start to forget that at my age. Yeah, but I play the accordion and a bunch of other instruments, and yeah, I make my living entertaining people in the U.S. I hope you'll be entertained. I'm kind of curious who's fluent in English, and who is maybe half fluent in English. Okay, I'm glad you are here. Olen iloinen sä on tässä nyt.
Yes.
Okay.
And you mentioned you did like 300 gigs last year.
Yeah, I had 274 paid shows and I think 39 volunteer and unpaid shows. So, yeah, it's a busy life. I'm a real American. I don't know how to sleep. Even dream that I'm going to work. And then I realize I'm late for work.
And I understand you're a big fan of Finland.
I am, yes. Ever since I was a child, we in Minnesota, meillä on Suomen juuret. Suomen juuret on vahvaa Minnesotassa. But we had sauna. We have the vipukelkka. I don't know if anybody knows what that is. We still do that in Minnesota, Laskiainen Festivali, and we do have some Finnish foods, and many of the people were Finnish immigrants around 1870 through 1920 or so, and there was a few more in the 70s and 60s, so I was a unique child. I liked to hang out with my grandparents because they were like rock-tätejä to me. So I remember learning a little bit of words from grandma and grandpa, and yeah, then once I picked up the accordion the first time, all of a sudden the Finfests, which is what we call festivals in Minnesota with a big Finnish population attending, they started paying me. So then I was like, I gotta learn some of these hits. I learned a little Bobby Arrow and a little Viola Turpinen and a whole lot of immigration era music. And then when I first came to Finland, I realized all of that is 150 years old, and nobody knows most of that. But whatever, I learn what I learn, and it's not a lot.
So you mentioned you picked up the accordion. Are you self-taught in playing, or did you have any? How did you start with music?
Minun opettaja on YouTube-sovellusta.
Yeah.
Joo.
That's a good teacher.
No, I never had a real teacher. We didn't have internet at the house, so I used to go to the library, which was maybe 17 kilometers from my house, and I would just write down the songs I wanted to YouTube when I got there. And yeah, I think I'm older than most of you here if you take into account that we're 70 years behind you in rural Minnesota. Olen maatilapoika.
But then you moved to, or you studied opera in New Jersey. How did that happen?
It's a really good story. I got a job part-time as a contractor building the set for this opera company. And the lady heard me talking in the hallway and was like, "You're a basso. You need to join my opera company." And I was like, no, I'm shy. Believe it or not, I used to be shy. Then I got hit in the head really hard. And now I'm not shy anymore. So yeah, her name was Vida Cupancic. Her ancestors are from Slovenia, and she was a terrifying woman. I was so terrified of her. Everyone was, in the most beautiful way. She was the type of person that she just talked about something, and very shortly it happened. She said, "You should go to college." And I was like, "No, I'm dumb with bad grades and no money." So I went to college. "You should join my opera company." No, I'm shy and don't know Italian. So I did the opera. I'm scared of flying, so now I came to Finland. I love it. What took my great-great-great-grandfather 8 months and all of his financial savings, Finnair did it in 8 hours. But yeah, that's how I got into opera. A woman named Vida Cupancic.
Yeah.
Wonderful woman. Love her to pieces.
And how were your studies? How did you like the college life?
Not good. I'm a terrible student. I learn it's quick. You know, most people put their hand on the liesi and they go, "Ooh, ow, kuma," and they learn. To me, it took three times. But yeah, I went to college. I did love it. I love the socializing. I played a lot of accordion. I did a lot of my tandem bike. I don't know if that translates, but I had one of those 2-seater bikes. And I would go all around campus having a blast. And it was more about the connections I made. My grades were nothing to write home about. But I did pass. I passed in 4 years. It took a lot of... but I did pass.
Good. And you have some very interesting recommendations. You already mentioned this Bobby Arrow, or do you say Bobby
Arrow.
Arrow.
Joo. Hän on Minnesota kuuluisa.
When did you learn about his music?
So when I was a child, actually, I was interested in the Finnish heritage. And one of my uncles said, "There's a funny Finnish guy you need to know. He's a Finnish-American guy." And he gave me a CD. We still listen to CDs now. Well, I do. My 2007 minivan only does CDs, so that's what happens. But yeah, Bobby Arrow was known as a funny guy. And my favorite joke of his is, people ask me why I talk this way. "Are you really Finnish?" is what they say. To tell you the truth, I talk this way because I'm not Finnish, but my English teacher was. Kyllä. So I fell in love with that guy. It was great music, great humor.
Yeah. And Viola Turpeinen, you mentioned you had some of her belongings.
Yeah, this is a tragic tale, a tragic story, and I'll tell it with my big old Yankee hymy. Ja Viola Turpeinen on kuuluisa Amerikassa myös. Hän on harmonikkaa masteri, legend, rock-tähtejä. And I owned some of her sheet music. I had a box of it. And I gave it away because I didn't open it up and look at it. I thought it was just clutter. And then it's a little bit complicated, but my organization I'm part of is called the Kalevan Rittarit, the Kaleva Knights in Minnesota. And we're doing a rummage sale, and yeah, I put her sheet music into the rummage sale thinking it was like nothing important. And then I saw it later at the rummage sale, and one of the ladies was like, "That came out of one of the boxes you gave us." I tried to buy it, but there was a different lady that had claimed it already. And when an older lady beats you to something at a store, you don't get it, even if you're faster.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah.
But do you still play her music?
Yeah, there are a couple songs that are definitely overlapping. I know Säkkijärven polka ja Iavan polka. I haven't learned Kauhavan polka, and that's the one that was recently nominated for awards and stuff. I gotta learn that one, but I couldn't find the sheet music.
Maybe it was in the in the pile that went.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be tragic?
Yeah.
That's my luck. Yeah. If you're gonna be as funny as me, you gotta be lucky, 'cause it ain't gonna be easy being this dumb. That's the way I like it.
What else do we have here? Oh yeah, the Goosebumps series.
Yes. Minun suosikkini lukea. These were my favorite books in my childhood. In fact, I own all the original 62. My reading level stops at that 9-year-old level, and that's all right, because I like the pictures on the front now. I haven't been able to read in 10 years because of the schedule, but you noticed how I blamed the schedule, right? It's because the schedule is busy. That's why I haven't read, not because I can't read. I just want to make that very clear. I'm pretty sure I can't read. But I'm so grateful for the library hosting this event. Yeah.
But we have movies too.
Yes, good. They're my
yeah.
type. My favorite movie of all time, I think, The Princess Bride. And hauskaa. Minun paras ystävä on miekkailuurheilija. Siellä oli kilpailu Helsingissä eilen viikonloppu. And The Princess Bride has a lot of fencing jokes in it. If you've studied your La Grippa, which I have, Thibault cancels out Capo Ferro. And it's funny because it's true miekkailu historia. And yeah, great movie.
And then the Green Mile.
Yes.
And the Avainpakoon. What is this in English? The Shank.
Oh, the Shawshank Redemption.
Shawshank, yeah.
Yeah, these are both Stephen King.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I love him because of his name. And that's as simple as it is. They misspelled his name. He was supposed to be a V. But yeah, so I always have near to my heart other people named Tapani. So yeah, Tapani kuningas. Hyvä.
And here's another King one.
Yes.
That I wasn't familiar with, but the library had it.
Yeah, it is interesting. In my career and in movies and in books, sometimes what is most popular is the best. You know, if it makes the most money, that's what an American is after. But I'm not like that. I like to go somewhere and say, what is the least popular? What is the least? I like to find the gems. And this is a very lesser-known Stephen King movie. And it's so creative. It's mind-boggling, as we say in English. And I won't summarize it, but it's not really easy to summarize. It's like the world stopped turning and everything just pauses. And yeah, I recommend it, especially if you're a creative person. You'll very much enjoy everything Stephen King does. But yes, he's a legend all over the world, I believe.
The Langoliers.
Langoliers.
And then we have more music that you recommended. Some modern music.
Some modern music, yeah. My boy Akon and Twista. Yeah, it's weird. In my career, I listen to opera. I listen to polka. I listen to I listen to that redneck music. But I also like rap and hip-hop and reggae and rock and everything. Even a little bit of Mongolian throat singing. Whatever ends up on my YouTube playlist, I don't organize them by category. I organize them by the feeling that they give me. So it's a lot of Hiski Salomon. Yeah.
And Dolly Parton.
My favorite of all time, Dolly Parton. She is the best story I have about Dolly is that she's the reason I have gotten speeding tickets. Because her songs were playing on the radio and I was singing along with them full bore. And, you know, when Dolly's on, the pedal goes down and you're spacing out. And yeah, and the cop pulled me over and, you know, suomalainen on aina rehellinen. The cop comes to the window and says, you were speeding really bad. And I said, Dolly Parton was on the radio, and I get a little crazy when Dolly is on. He gave me the maximum penalty for going 15 over. Yeah.
Not a Dolly van, obviously.
He must not have been a Dolly fan.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Yes. Oh.
This is not your first time in Finland. How you've been?
Yeah, technically I've been here 4 times, unless you count my dreams. I had a dream that I was here already weeks before I was, and I thought that I missed my gigs back home and was early for gigs here. And yeah, when I woke up from that, I'm like, yeah, I need help with my logistics of my career and scheduling. But thank the Lord, I didn't miss any gigs. Yeah.
You're here now, right on time.
Yes, for sure.
And you have several gigs this time.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I'll be Oulu huomenna ja Jyväskylä tiistai ja keskiviikko. Ja täällä myös perjantai kanssa Nikolas. Hän on minun sankari. And then there's 2 in Helsinki and 1 in Riihimäki before I leave on the 5th, I believe, of the February. So yeah, Laskiainen festivaali Riihimäkissä. I'm excited.
Okay.
Do you still celebrate Laskiainen here?
We have the pulla.
Nice.
We eat the pulla. Yes. And I guess some people, if there's enough snow, people go.
Yes. Yeah, I noticed it's tropical here.
Yeah.
It's negative 28 at my house a couple days ago, and I looked at my weather app, and in Phoenix, Arizona, it was 1 degree Celsius. In Helsinki, it was 2 degrees Celsius, and I was like, Avikko, lämpötila on. Mitä? And my tiny little Yankee brain couldn't handle it, so yeah. Yeah, congratulations, you're warmer than Arizona here. You're tropical suomalainen lomala.
Yes.
Hyvä.
You brought some new music with you as well.
Joo, minun uusi CD on Jenkihymy. I don't know how to say in Finnish. Feel free to pass it around. But yeah, there's 5 CDs here. They come in all sorts of flavors. We have cherry, strawberry, watermelon, chocolate, and the blue one is blue raspberry. But yeah, I'll put one going that way too. So feel free to read. And yeah, they were making fun of me for still having CDs. And olen vain kateinen, koska olen autoa. But feel free to take cards as well. These are the more junk you take, the less I have to travel with. So have fun. And there's 2 T-shirts left, but I only have 1 small and 1 2X. So all you medium-sized people, I don't know what to tell you. They're lopon myyty. But I'm a terrible salesman. Yeah, so I'm glad you reminded me. I forgot that junk was there. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Before we start enjoying your music, maybe we can ask the audience. Does anyone want to ask Steve anything? Audience question before the show.
Do a question and answer, Seth. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to ask you, how can you practice your Finnish back home? Do you have any friends or relatives that speak where you live at the moment? Finnish?
Unfortunately, no. But there are a few older ladies in my Kalava organization that are fluent in Finnish. But I think they're mostly deaf. I love them to pieces. I don't know if they'll be able to hear that comment, that joke. But yeah, and one of them was even a White Rose winner. She immigrated in the 70s, I believe, and she was a Finnish military veteran. So that's, yeah, Eila Aivonen. She's my hero. So yeah, no, I have one buddy on the internet that his name's Antti Lehto, and he was my antaminen coach for the Jenkihymy. So no one does it alone, even an yhden miehen orkesteri. No one does this alone. Yeah. Any questions? Yeah.
Are you fan of ice hockey?
Yo.
Minnesota Wild?
I love my Wild. Sometimes it's not easy being a Wild fan, but every now and then they're really good, and that's the problem. Sometimes you get so invested, and you got to remember life has to continue even if they lose. But I do like football a little bit more, and my Vikes have hurt me enough. So yeah, koripalloa on minun suosikkini. But and track and field is my favorite, but it's not as spectator friendly. But yeah, ice hockey's in my top 5, I think. But yeah, as on behalf of all the short, stocky dudes who loved basketball, yeah, I like hockey. I more like the fights though, the taistella. I'm here for the drama. Yeah. Any more? Yeah, 3 more questions. Not all at once now. Yeah.
What's the size of the population that have Finnish roots?
Yeah, in Minnesota, I would say it's almost 20% of the state. Norjalainen juuret on suuri ja ruotsalainen myös. And then there's Irish and German immigrants too, but yeah, I believe we're the 3rd largest ethnicity of Minnesotans. And in Michigan, we are the first. We're the first, but yeah, I come from the land of Norwegians. Unfortunately, yeah.
Have you heard of the Saari family from Sudbury, Ontario?
Probably. I know almost 40 people with the last name Saari. And of course, as you can imagine in the US, I'm sorry you're named that. It's relentless, yeah. But good. And I know Saaristo as well, which is a cool word, archipelago. It's a cool word in English, yeah.
What's your favorite thing about playing the accordion?
I like that it's a piano that you can move. You can move easy. I have played these in mountaintops. I've played them on airplanes. I've played them on rooftops. You'll never see a piano player playing on a rooftop unless their budget was $1 million. But yeah, and it's funny. People always ask, do you travel with it normally? Normally, no. I was able to borrow this from 2 really cool people living in Finland for this trip. And when I go to California, Florida, Texas, or Arizona, I have an accordion there already. So I think I own almost 20 accordions all over the world. And sometimes it's a borrow thing. So yeah, if an accordionist is coming to Minnesota, I usually tell them, I'll feed you, give you an accordion and a car. In US, that's normal. I noticed here in Finland, when I walk in the door, they give me a glass of water and feed me, and they take care of everything. There's a bed and a charger, and the only thing they don't give you is a car. That's an American thing. Any more questions? I love this.
How long are you staying in Finland now?
We'll see if everything goes according to plan with my schedule. I'll leave on the 5th of February. But if they cancel the flight, I'm not going to cry.
From which part of Finland your roots are?
Vähäkyrö.
Okay, in North Botnia.
Yeah, and unfortunately, none of my living relatives do I have a contact with. I think all of them are in their 80s, and I don't know how to get a hold of them. When my grandparents were alive, like 4 years ago, they were able to make one trip to Finland in their lifetime. Minun isä, äiti ja isä. And they looked them up, and I believe actually met them. But I don't remember their names or their address. And one of the daughters lives in, I think, Malmö, Sweden. So I don't know how to visit her either. My career has brought me to Finland only. So I went to Hapinranta one time to go to the IKEA to say I did. But mostly spent my travel time in Finland. Yeah. But yeah, I'm curious. I know you guys are organized with your heritage and stuff. I don't necessarily know who I'm related to in this country. So if you're my cousin, let me know. You're airing out your armpit. No, you had a question. Yes.
Is there any place you want to visit in Finland?
Yes, I really want to see Kalajoki again. I went there once in the summer before anybody knew who I was. And I want to Savonlinna Opera Festivali myös. And Kaustinin Festival as well someday. My summers are so busy in the US that I don't know how often I can come. That's why January is my favorite month of the year, because I don't have nearly as many holidays to compete with. If I have a show, people will come. There's not as many holidays normally, so yeah. They told me, you want to come to Finland in June? It's when everybody's at festivals. And I said, they told me that's when they go to summer cabins, so they might not come to my show. Yeah. Any other questions? This is awesome. Okay, I think it's time to rock and roll.
Yes, thank you for the interview.
Of course. Brilliant.
Steve Solkela.
Okay, I plan to do half and half of Finnish and English, so bear with me if the end tämmöinen on huono. Okay. Well, I'm a Finnish fellow from the Iron Range. Travel the world, but I didn't change. People that I've met can be cold as ice, but back home they're all Minnesota nice, and there's battles that I can win, and places that I don't fit in. So when I'm homesick, I journey back to Minnesota where they take old Finns. Minnesota, my home where I polka dance. On those floors I have acceptance, and I'm a faithful boy. I'm born and raised. I'll always be for the rest of my days, and you know they call me a Finn. I got Sisu in my blood within. So when I'm homesick, I journey back to Minnesota to be with my kin. To the magical land we call a 218. There's no place I'd rather be. We got plenty of sights to see. So when I'm homesick, I journey back to Minnesota. It's the place for me. Okay. I like those songs that start off slow and go really fast, so here you go. Vuoparista kuulussa puolella kantattiin, jalkani pojik kutkutti. Jäävänä eettissä tuttussa vattinen kylä, jäävätön jutkutti. Siellä ei mitään siellä kilpaa, ton kunnian tanssimilla, jota laitan salveli, pytti, jälleen. Oli Vennäsellä, kuin se tonnia toivotti. Pohjalla markkini jokaiselle ja viulussa tykköjä voivotti. Eikä tätä voi kyllä taittaa silloin tanssivilla, että laittaa salveli, pytti jälleen. Jäävän eettisä kammarista virsti ja veisattu huijutti. Kun nämä poikaa naapurissa äämät tuttui nujutti. Eikä tätä voi kyllä taittaa silloin tanssivilla, että laittaa salveli, pytti jälleen. Siellä ylitys ja soiton jälkeen sain kevään kytteen. Luolissa lyötytukkeisuus ja luupilista edustaa komaa. Tällä teetäkö kojelluus ja maksut voi jostain komaa. Eikä voiko painaa saakka kyllä saattivilla ja laittaa salveli pytti jälleen.
Kansan YouTube pitää ei moniin vaan nielasta. Sun ilmeisesti siitä on Hänen ei luo vierasta. Se ei ennen poikalla kerrassa, että se on tatsilla ajastella. Ja saa kyllä hyppyt tippyttää, pyttää kun tiput. Hiljalleen.
They told me if you don't know the words, just go really fast, and then they'll never know. That's been the motto of my life. Yeah. And funny, I was playing this for an hour and a half today outside in the Tampereen square there, and it wasn't doing this. But I have a broken accordion and a broken trumpet, but nothing will break my spirit. This next one's a parody of a Johnny Cash song. You've heard of Ring of Fire, but have you heard of Sauna? Woo! All right. A chilly November day, strumming daylight away. The air is getting cold, but the sauna's hot, so we've been told. So we stripped nude and we jumped in the sauna. It's hotter in here than July in Tijuana, though it burns, burns, burns. Feels like Nirvana. La barrel sauna, nudie sauna, la barrel sauna, nudie sauna. Broken trumpet. I called up both my friends to have a sauna cleanse. Cleans your lungs without fail. 3, 2, 1, inhale. Oh, we stripped nude and we jumped in the sauna. It's hotter in here than July in Tijuana, though it burns, burns, burns. Feels like Nirvana, a barrel sauna, a beauty sauna. So we stripped nude and we jumped in the sauna. I need to get going, but you know, we don't want to, so stay, stay, stay. Till the temp dies down, yeah. My barrel sauna, my hot sauna, nudie sauna, my barrel sauna, my hot sauna, my pretty hot sauna, my hot sauna, lukewarm sauna, warm sauna, slightly warm sauna, room temp sauna, my cold sauna. Why am I still in here? Here's one I heard as a child, and I didn't know what I was saying until I still don't. Kuin kuka kaunis ystäväni, and I forgot the words. Kuin kuka paras ystäväni, ja wow, I knew this actually yesterday, and then I forgot it. So beautiful, sweet maid, you grew within your home's confines. There's no other flower as fresh as you, no face as fair as thine. No other flower as fresh as you, no face as pure as thine. Sitten vieroiti pois meidät toisistaan. Vaan sua armasieti, mä muistan aina. Vaan sua
armasi eti, mä muistan aina. All right, I'm gonna get into some of my stuff. There's a guy by the name of Mikko Salonen. He's a musician in Järvenpää, and I met him on my last trip to Finland. And he's responsible for having translated 3 of my songs. So I'm really excited to have a song I wrote be sung in Finnish, and I do believe this is the first time I'm singing this song in front of people that know Finnish. I wrote a song called If Heaven Don't Have Saunas, I Don't Want to Go. I'll do a half and half. If I died tomorrow, do you know where I'd go? Would it be quick and painless, or would it hurt and be slow? When I'm at that golden gate, would St. Peter greet me with a nod? But hold up, before you open it, there's one thing I gotta say to you, God. If heaven don't have saunas, I don't wanna go. I'm content there on the Iron Range, oh yeah, don't you know? Heaven sounds amazing, but I don't need a lie. Ask me a question, what does heaven got that Minnesota ain't got? Jos taivassa ei saunota, sinne taadoen. Kun raudan maassa on, niin mun ja sä tiedät sen. Miksi haaveleisin taivaan valtakunnasta? Ei siellä mitään ole mitä puutu Minnesotasta. Saunassa on lämpö, 100-asteinen, sanojenkin entäs sitten siis ruuminlämpöinen. Mutta täällä puolen ison rapakon Celsiuksen astet vähänkin pakammat on. If heaven don't have saunas, I don't wanna go. I'm content there on the Iron Range, yeah, don't you know. Heaven sounds amazing, but I don't need a lie. Answer me a question, what does heaven got that Minnesota ain't got? Kuinka mielellään niistä jälleen saunoisin, jos saunan värin lausut viidaksi kämmentykin. Ja jos taivassa on sauna, sillä pääsen kerskumaan, löylän heitossa en mulla pärjät pirukaan. Ei saunota, jos taivassa ei saunota, sinne taadoen. Kun raudan maassa on, niin mun ja sä tiedät sen. Miksi haaveleisin taivaan valtakunnasta? Ei siellä mitään ole, mitä puuttuu Minnesotasta. So I mentioned the Iron Range in there. I'm from a place in Minnesota where the majority of the iron ore, rautamalmi, comes from in the U.S. And fun fact, almost 75% of the U.S. produced iron ore came from my county. My great-great-grandfather was a Finnish immigrant, and he came to a place called Sedan Underground Mine to mine iron ore. And my family has a brief history of being miners. The great-great-grandfather was a miner. The great-grandfather was an iron ore miner. The grandfather was a miner. My stepdad was a miner. And I said, heck with that, I'm getting a real job. Here's rautamalmi. Iron ore, iron ore, iron ore, iron ore. Kun kauan sitten Suomi oli osa Venäjän maan, iso varni, iso vaari alkoi kaivata vapautaan. En saikin kuulla maasta, missä tsaaria ollut ei. Ja ilman raha alkoi matkani, johon meren yli vein. Ei retki ollut helppoa, yli Atlantin valtavan. Mutta miehelle sisu antoi voiman matavan. Siltä itti rannikon ei häntä miellyttänyt. Mutta keskilännestä kauka en paikan löysinyt. Minä sotan kylmyssänä ja jää vastuksia toi. Mutta lopulta sisukaalemiössä tilaisuuden loi. Metsät, kuikat, villiriisit tajusivat loutua. Kunnes huomasi hän malmiaaman pursuvan suorastaan. Iron ore, iron ore, iron ore. great-great-granddaddy was a miner, spent his whole youth underground. Work hard, work long, like wick swing pick, should the ore be found. And sweat, blood, and darkness, and one cannot define. That's an itty-bitty taste of what a miner faced in an underground mine. He didn't care how deep he had to go, he had a family to feed, now don't you know? No wealth the boss man didn't allow. Granddad made it into work somehow, he traded his healthy back for bread. You may be asking what for? For the hard-earned paycheck he would have if he found that iron ore. Iron ore, iron ore, iron ore, iron ore. Vermilion, Cayuna ja Messabi muistuttaa. Ja joku kaivosmies sen tietää, ilmaiseksi emme tän saa. Rattakovassa työssä perheillen leivän ansaiten. Sepä kun muokkasi rautan tukipylväksi talouden. Isuison henki mua puhuttelee, mitä tehtävä on se tee. Te niin hyvin kuin voin perheekin tarvitsee. Malta mielesi, suja omasi, älä unohta juuriaisi. Te oikein vaikka se kove on, olet luujempi malmiasi. Iron ore, iron ore, iron ore, iron ore. Okay, one of the things that I love most about my career is that I get to travel all the time. I think I've performed in 26 of the U.S. states, and I think I know some people even in their 50s that have been to all 50 states, and I hope to touch all 50 in my lifetime. And I've had the blessing of having a strong connection with Finland the majority of my life. So I'm really excited that I get to go to the 51st state as well. Congratulations. My friends were making fun of that. We know all of your songs, even the English ones. I'm like, really? And I'd do some crazy one from the 1930s they've never heard of or something. But I was amazed at how much, rap music they know and all the 90s pop songs and some of the early 2000s stuff I grew up on. And I thought it was just kind of funny. So anyway, this next one's my personal favorite song to do in English, and I'll do it in Finnish too. This one's I've Been Everywhere. 'Cause I was toting my accordion along the dusty Tampereen road when along came a semi with a high and canvas covered load. You're going on up to Tampereen, mate, with me you can ride. So I climbed into the cabin and I settled down inside. He asked me if I'd seen a road with so much dust and sand, and I said, listen, bud, I travel every road in this here land. Kaunut kaikki alla, joskus on ollut alla, joskus kontamalla, kuinka ikinä en ollut kulkemalla ja kaunut kaikki alla. Kauden Mikkelisen moni osa vaatetta vettä liskitulta kuopiossa hangossa Helsingissä Haviävä Heino levitä Sadivalla ja Kali Joensuun Kaskejalla Aliävä Jyväskylä Lapinlahta Loimaan kaikkialla aina on palppelet soimaan kaunut kaikkialla joskus on aukko alla joskus kontamalla toki ikinä on ollut kulkemalla ja kaunut kaikkialla Karkilaisen kuosiosta pellosta, Torilasta, Turussa, Kitellästä, Kellosta, Suomen jokisari eri läpämätä Lappia, Vitesari, Tiialla, Loimaan, Loppiin, Vantaa, Verkossa, Savonlinnan talo, Kolkoon, joku kyllä teorian talo, kaunut kaikkialla, joskus on aukko olla, joskus kontamalla, kuinka ikinä en ollut kulkemalla, kaunut kaikkialla. Dean, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Windsor, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Alabama, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Toga, Maryland, Barranquilla, Emmett, Ramba, Killer, Austin, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texas, Canada, Monterey, Faraday, Santa Fe, Glen Rock, Black Rock, Glen Rock, Gospel, Tennessee, Hennessy, Chicopee, Spear Lake, Grand Lake, Devils Lake, Credit Lake, Pete's sake, I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. I cross the desert, man. I breathe the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Kainen kurikat kerroille, enossa eurassa, Kajanissa, Kokolassa, Ahtolassa, Aurassa, Seinäjokessa on kyllä Pikkaspäki, Pormoo, Patejoki, Parkano, Niinisalli, Nurmoo, Pielä, Vesi, Putus, Parkkailla, Pori, jossa on mukkana, siitä olen sori, kaunut kaikki alla, joskus on ampun alla, joskus kontamalla, koko ikäni edellyt kulkemalla, ja kaunut kaikki alla. On kaunut. Tampereella Teovossa, Simsiossa, Sauvossa, Tokialla, Nisiossa, Natolissa, Nauvossa, Outkompi, Oulu, Suomessa, Sipeli, Kokemäki, Kästeni, Kanakari, Kempele, Tammisaari, Toho läpi, Lepövita, Lahti, joskus on ollut tosi tappava tatti, kaula kaikki alla, joskus on auto alla, joskus kontaamalla, koke ikäni edellyt kulkemalla ja kaulu kaikki alla. That of course is Turro Heavy G's kaunut kaikkialla. Okay, this next one is a really old American song that none of you have heard before unless you're on my YouTube channel. This one's called By a Spoke. I don't know how to translate that word in Finnish. It's the part of the bicycle that hurts the most if it hits and stabs you. But this is a song about a girl that takes a corner too fast on her mountain bike and gets mangled. I don't know what was going on in the US in the 1930s when they wrote this, but there you go. And this one's a crowd participation one. If you hear me yell, "Buy a spoke," and you get to yell back, "Buy a spoke." Let's try it once. Buy a spoke. Buy a spoke. Buy a spoke. Buy a spoke. You guys are great. Let's do it. She was coming around the corner doing 90 miles an hour when the chain on her bicycle broke. And they found her in the river with a sprocket in her liver, tickled to death by a spoke. By a spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke. She was tickled to death by a spoke. When they found her in the river with a sprocket in her liver, tickled to death by a spoke. Spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke. She was tickled to death by a spoke. Yeah, they found her in the river with a sprocket in her liver, tickled to death by a spoke. Well, this girl took a liking to steep downhill biking. That's when her death sentence was wrote. Those contortions were like magic. The event was so tragic with the handlebars wrapped around her throat. By a spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke, by a spoke. With the handlebars wrapped around her throat. Well, downhill she's flying. All the witnesses are crying, and she's been dying from that spoke. All right, yeah, I like to have the funny side of music. That's my genre. Sometimes they make me pick a genre when I'm filling out a form or whatever. And if they have an other option, I always say, I'm a Minnesota novelty song guy. Or a Finnish American Minnesota Yankee circus guy. But yeah, if they make me pick, I'll usually tell them pop. Because then maybe they'll think it's popular. It's not, but yeah. So here's another game. I like the audience participation songs. You've heard of old MacDonald, who had a farm in America. All the basic animals, you know, goats and llamas and pigs and chickens and all that. Well, in Minnesota, we got a guy by the name of Donald Mackey. And what he has on his farm, I have dear friends, that's up to you. And you can tell it in English or Finnish. If I don't know the word in Finnish, I'll ask for audience help. But I'll start with kana, and then we'll go up to you. Ready? Old Donald Mackey had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a kana. E-I-E-I-O. And a cut here, and a cut here, and here a cut everywhere, a cut. Old Donald Mackey had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. What you got?
Horse.
Old Donald Mackey had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had a hevonen. E-I-E-I-O. There's a hee-haw here, and a nay-nay here, and a here, nay, there, nay, everyone's a nay-nay. Old Alamecky had a farm. E-I-E-I-O in the back. Old Alamecky had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had a sika. E-I-E-I-O. Had bacon over here, and ham over there, and ham here, and everywhere. The pork chops, bacon. Yeah, Old Alamecky had a farm with E-I-E-I-O. You got one?
Cow.
Old Alamecky had that farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had a lehmä, E-I-E-I-O. There's a moo here and a moo over there, and here a moo there, a moo everywhere. Old Alamecky had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. You going? Old Alamecky had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a lintu, E-I-E-I-O. There's a here and there, and the screen door's closed over there, and E-I-E-I-O. You going?
Duck.
Old Alamecky had a farm with E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm we had an anka, right? E-I-E-I-O.
Quack, quack here, and 15% or more on Affleck here.
Old Alamecky had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. 3 more, what you got? Which one? Oh yeah, old Alamecky had that farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a kissa, E-I-E-I-O. Meow meow here and a meow meow there, and a crash and an E-I-E-I-O. 2 more in the back, what you got? Old Alamecky had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm he had a llama, E-I-E-I-O. I've known every single one so far. You guys aren't stumping the Yankee too well, are ya? There's a woolen overcoat over here and an E-I-E-I-O. Alright, where was that? 2 more? Who wants it? Anybody?
Monkey.
Oh, I think I forgot that one. And old Alamecky had a farm with an E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm... Oh yeah, I forgot it. Kuinka sanotaan suomeksi monkey? Ampen. Apina. Okei, unohtaa yksi. Joo. And an E-I-E-I-O. I did that game at a school one time, and they were like pterodactyl and yeti and mythical creatures and like what's the one that's all these crazy animals that I didn't know. It was the virtahepo. Crazy animals, but that's the game. That's how you learn. Yeah. Well, all right. Thank you for Donald Mackey. And the first person I ever heard do that song was Bobby Arrow, a legendary man in Minnesota. It segues into me doing one of his biggest hits, probably his biggest hit in Finland. This one's called There is a kapaka in the kaupunki, as we call it Finglish. There is a kapaka in the kaupunki. That's where you'll always find my Minnie and me. You're now they do. And we have a time that's gay when the Nurka record machine starts to play. We dance to the polka shotty shiz and the waltzes 1, 2, 3. And when my Minnie does that twist, that's something you should see. And I even do that limbo dance, yes that's true. But every time I limbo, I end up black and blue. Oh, I will hang my hattu, I'll nail up by the door, and then dance and dance across the floor. And 2 steps 1 and 2, and make sure you pay your insurance before that butterfly dance you do. Now how I learned to ramba, that's something I'd like to repeat. I drove the tractor on our farm and the tractor had a loose seat. I'll hang my hattu and the nail up by the door, and I'll hoop-dee-doo until it's 4 at the kapaka in the kaupunki. I'll dance till I cannot dance no more.
accordions, it always sounds like it's 70 years ago on an old recording. It's such a timeless sound. Yeah. Okay, this next one I'm gonna do, it's in Finnish, but it's in a very southern Finnish dialect. Like very southern Finnish, like a palabalalabamba, 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 se necesita una poca de gracia, a mi patilla, arriba, por ti seré, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, soy capitán. Bamba, 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 bamba.
Necesita una poca de gracia, mi patria, arriba, por ti seré, yo no soy marinero, soy capitán, para la bamba.
I call that maustein in Finnish. All right. I don't know how many of you guys are history buffs. I myself am not really. I have a hard enough time learning the things I have to do in life. But a couple weeks ago, I had two different groups of military reenactors at my house. It was about negative 22 degrees Celsius. It's not quite as bad sounding in Fahrenheit, -7 or whatever. But we did a war reenactment of Finland versus Soviet Union in the 40s. As for my newest music video, it's called Have Sisu. And Sisu has always been an important concept in my life. We still mention this word all the time in Minnesota, especially if you're running around the track and you're tired and someone's about to pass you. They're like, Sisu! And then you speed up and you fall over and they have to wheel you off to the medical tent. But you gotta give it your all in life. So anyway, in the music video for this, I got to borrow a vintage Suomi gun, and we did a winter war reenactment. So if you have internet access later and you feel like checking out Riittääkö Sisu, or Gotta Have Sisu on the English. And thank you to Mikko again. He made a Finnish version of it, so I plan to do this in Finnish. Okay.
Kun näet suomalaisen, joudut pohtimaan, kuinka olla voi noin suoraan ja avoin tunteissaan. Se mitä meiltä kadehtii muu väki Euroopan, on tuo ihmeellinen sisu. Nyt sen sulle selostan. Sisu. Mitä ihmettä se on?
Sisua on tarvoja, tinkimättömyys, arvioiden edessäkin elon jäävä sinikkyys. Teon taipumattomuutta, voimas päivän luotaen, kovan ajan varrelle tahto, taiannomainen riittääkö sisu? Pidän taivoteisi selvana, jos se toiset oputtaa, ei edes Helsinkiä päivässä voi rakentaa. Suomalaisten tie voi eteenpäin vain johtuttaa. Tee valmista, kun elät vainaan, voit valittaa. Riittääkö sisu, gotta have sisu. Voit sopeutua kaikkein, vaikka paljon puutkin. Eteenpäin ei liiko, jos vain katson meneisin. Kun törmät vaikeuksiin, jotka uhkaa lanistaa. Ota kaikki vastaan tyynesti, se on suomalaisempaa. Riittääkö sisu? En koskaan taivu helposti, enkä tiedä miksi en. Enkä
enkä tiedä miksi en. Sinun Kaeveren perintööni Suomen sukuinen. Sulle pohtimista, mihin sitten pyrtikään. Jos sille seinän törmät suosittelen kysymään, riittääkö sisu? Mikäli Have Sisu. Onko sulla sisua? Mulla on sisu. Mikä on sisu? Meillä on sisu. Mikäli Have Sisu.
Right. This next song is one of my personal favorites to do in the U.S. It's a comedy, even though it's not all that hilarious. This is a song about a girl who broke my heart in 3 different places. But that's nothing compared to the other guy. He broke his heart in 4 places. And then the other one's 5. This is fiction, thank the Lord.
Seattle, Chicago, and New York. She led me on those wild goose chases, but brother, I trailed her like a hawk. We started in the moonlight, we drifted on a lake. Down on my knees I whispered, please give my heart a break. She broke my heart in 3 places, Seattle, Chicago, and New York.
Well, she broke my heart in 4 places, Toledo, Albuquerque, Minneapolis, and St. Paul.
That's nothing. She broke my heart in 5 places, Miami, Austin, Boston, Charleston, Chattanooga, and Montreal. It started in Savannah, we drifted to Salt Lake. In Kokomo, I whispered, oh, give my heart a break. She broke my heart in 3 places, Seattle, Chicago, and New York. She broke my heart in 6 places. Helena, Pasadena, Kisco, Frisco, Macon, and Mohawk. Oh, sorry to burst your bubble there, bud, but that's nothing compared to my scenario. 'Cause she broke my heart in 17 places. Baton Rouge on a cruise, Japan, San Andrew, Chisholm, Marquette, Calumet, Superior, North Shore, a couple more, Evelyn, Nazareth, Palo, Glassboro, Tampere, Key Largo, and even Fargo. Not to mention Seattle, Chicago, and New York. That, of course, is one of my favorites. Oh, what a good time. It's such a cool feeling being here. I hope some of you understand some of my jokes some of the time. You don't always get them all, but that's how it goes. Yeah. I get a kick out of one thing I really like here, and that's the introvert and extrovert thing. I was telling them earlier, I used to be a shy and quiet and humble child. And I don't know what happened. If it was the brain damage, I don't know. But I wanted to be an entertainer, and you find out real quickly if you're too humble, you don't get any gigs. You don't get any gigs. You stay at home and you starve. But I didn't have any other skills, so I had to adapt. So I learned to be an extrovert. And the truth is that I don't know if it's because I like to talk or if it's because I like people. And I think it's a mixture of both. They tell me that Finland is the happiest country on earth, and I see it. You guys really are quite talkative as long as I start the conversation. And that's the price you pay. But I just want to thank everybody for having me here. This is a beautiful thing. I think I have 3 more. This next song is brand new, and it's the first time that I have done this live. I wrote a song. It's called "Headed Straight to Helsinki,"
And it's about an American who's overworked. It ain't about me or anything, but you know. This one's a little bit sadder than I normally do, but you gotta do a sad one so the funny ones are even funnier. They don't see the water that I'm drowning in. I have days where my demons win. Will my fight be worth it? I'm starting to doubt. Feels like years since I took some me time. Worked every hour, spent every dime. I gave it my all, and friends, I'm burnt out. Still a beginner, a sinner, not always a winner. It's my first time being alive. I'm done moping, I'm coping. Brighter days, I'm hoping. Someday I won't struggle to survive. Pride, lust, wrath, greed, and gluttony. Envy and sloth is all I'll ever be. Why'd God create someone as wretched as me? 'Cause I'm headed straight to Helsinki. I'm taking on the world as a one-man band. My hourglass is running out of sand. I don't know if I'll ever reach the dreams I'm dreaming of. I've believed liars and have done dumb things. I'm sure more mistakes tomorrow brings. But despite all of that, I'm still worthy of love. I'm still a beginner, a sinner. I wish I was thinner. And failure I know too well. I'm odd and flawed. Empty facade who climbed so high before he fell. Now I'm hopping on an airplane quick as can be. I got a 10-hour plane ride ahead of me. You'll never find a happier Yankee, 'cause I'm headed straight to Helsinki. Go where there's self-care. Be at ease. Find your peace. And now I'm hopping on an airplane quick as can be. I got a 10-hour plane ride ahead of me. You'll never find a happier Yankee. I'm headed straight to Helsinki. I think I got 1.5 more for you, and then it's time to boogie on out of here, and I look forward to chatting with everybody. But I want to thank the Kirjasto one more time for having me. What an amazing place. You guys do library better than I've ever seen. It's communal, it's organized, it's modern, and it's everything that, in my opinion, a library should be. A lot of ours back home are derelict, and it's not, we're trying. But I'm from a third world country, you know. Alright, here's one about Switzerland, because it's a yodel song.
I went across to Switzerland where all the yodelers be. Try to learn the yodel with my yodel. I climbed a mountain on a clear and sunny day, and I met a yodeling gal up there in a little Swiss chalet. She taught me the yodel. She taught me the yodel. She taught me to yodel. I'm gonna teach you how to yodel just like me. It's easy when you sing to go yodel. You take a deep breath and just count 1, 2, 3. Then you learn to yodel if you listen close to me. Yeah, this is how to yodel. She taught me to yodel. Double time. She taught me to yodel. I'm a man with a very short attention span, so I want to end on a quick montage This is a montage of my personal favorite songs in Finnish. So enjoy. But before I go, I just want to thank you all again for being here. Kiitoksia paljon olla täällä. Thank you. All right, here we go. Silmässäsi päivän sydän kirkkaimman päin. Multa symy poista nyt on syömästäni jään. Nyt sanonkin, oisit sen. Sun luonnots vain, olen saisin. Kun eräs vanha cowboy kerran kulki ratsulleen, ja illan tuulen saapui päällä vuoren harjoitteen, niin karjalauman hymyksen näkee kulkevan. Se läpi synkäen, pilvien ja yli taivaan. Lintujen laulu näin puussa soisi, jos sen juurelta rakkaani pois jo oisit tiedät sen. Älä kiirsä tee, mutta et lähdekään, koska sanoin niin. Sun uskoo ääneen vaikutuksiin. Tiedän kun sinun luot näin näen, et karkaammin näkee. Matkan taas kuljen nyt. Syttävän kypsälyt ja vuokraa vuotestain. Jos väin rökin edessäsi nyt, mä täydän torkattaa. Tuonne tien reunantaa ja kun puule maistuu, niin taas tieni kaukaakin luokses kiitäisin. Jos entisen aikasan uudelleen, isami toinen toimii päin. Mä kuitenkin aikaisin uudelleen. Toisien kanssa kun sä tanssita aivan levus silloin soi. Kauan. Yhdessä kun ollaan aika saakka, silmät selkään kaupunkiin kälojen. Mä edistävän pelkään, miksi on niin. Ja mä nähtä sun armain jo heti aamulla aikaisin haluaisin ja sun kauan. Katsanen kulkevan kauan, kelloin seisovan kauan. Kauan jatkuvat niin kauan. Jos lähdet mun luotain, ajaudun hääsirkoon. Oot mun kaikki luotain, minut viet satamaan. Olet maa, josta kasvoin, minut kaas keksi raivaa. Kun miljoonin kasvoin, mua uudistetaan. Sävel muistun niitojen luo. Niin pala mielen taas onnen aika tuo. Taas purron muistan ja loisteen auringon. Taas niity vihrain mut mielessäni on. Vein sinun luokses tieni huoleton. Ei huomenta Suomi hyvin pyyki. Poika taas ja poika hakemaan. Herrat Helsingistä lämmöllä tyyki. Minä täysin minkä aikamies vain voi. Huomenta Suomi hyvin pyyki. Nyt poikas valvoi taas ja akeroi. Herrat Helsingissä lämmöllä tyyki. Minä tain sen minkä aikamies vain voi. Kiitos.
Kiitos Steve. Kiitos arvoisa yleisö. Ja Steve palaa Tampereelle perjantaina Vastaviran yläkerrassa. On keikka, menkää sinne.
Thank you.
Kiitos Steve.
This made my day, seeing all of my favorites. You guys have different files and all that. Okay, that's right. Funny stuff, oh yeah. I know you don't really have CD players in Finland anymore. You guys are so modern. Yeah. Pretty funny, huh? Yeah, I'm excited. Especially when I do that trick. It's one of my favorites. But yeah, this was shot.